Good morning, everybody. Tell you what, the internet better do better this morning. Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. It's Sunday, so I'm being a little quieter. Tea's not up yet. So, first, Dolores Moyer, great to have you watching all this stuff, Dolores, and say hi to everybody. I hope that Kim's doing great. I know it's not Kim anymore, it's John. It'd be awesome to see everybody and catch up. She asked about intermittent fasting, and very popular right now. People are having a lot of success with weight loss with it. Look, with all of this stuff, things like that, it's you try it out and see what works for you, and it might work for a period of time, and then after a period of time, you decide it's not really for you. You want to try something. These things evolve. Okay. You try one thing, it works for a while, you always keep going. We talked about if you want to stay in shape for the rest of your life, you don't just do the same thing. You try different stuff. So the nice part about fasting is it resets your taste buds and it gives your body a break. The great thing about fasting is your body gets to take a rest. The fasting that I'm a lot more familiar with is where you take a day off. So like I know a lot of people that every Sunday they only take in water. They take time and let their body have a chance to catch up. Digestion takes a lot of energy, right? So if you give your body a break from that, it allows it to, kind of gather itself. It allows it to heal. It allows it to rest. But then, there's a lot of people out there that need to eat on a regular basis, that need to eat every couple of hours. So you do what works for you. There's certainly nothing wrong with it. If it works for you and you're feeling good and you look good and you have energy and you're losing weight, then do it. If you're doing it and after a period of time it's not working, then, try something different, right? What was the original model that we did? Know your outcome. How should you know it specifically? Know exactly what you want, how much and when. Take massive action. Have sensory acuity. Are you getting closer to your goal or are you getting further away? And then if you're getting further away, change your approach. So with things like intermittent fasting, are you getting closer or are you getting further away? That's really the issue. And if you're getting closer, then it's working and it works. And if you're not, then change your approach. So the internet is still strong. I don't know why the internet's so bad. So yesterday we had a Black Lives rally, Black Lives protest, however you want to define it, in Freeport in my home. Dolores, I just answered your question. It went really well. Our rally, Black Lives Matter, went really well. There was a nice crowd. It was very peaceful. There was a really good march, and there's so much going on right now. Every now and then we have one of these years where like everything happens at once. 1968 was one of those years. And right now we have a year like that. 2020 is going to get looked back as a year that, lots of stuff was happening for sure. So another thing happened last week that obviously because of what's going on right now in our country, not a lot of attention was paid. But a private company, for the first time in ever, launched astronauts into outer space. SpaceX put astronauts into outer space and put them on the OSS or put them on the International Space Station, ISS. Need a little bit more coffee. And they were interviewing them. And they asked a question, what's it like? What's it like when you get up there and you look down at our planet? And the one guy commented that, when you look at the planet from outer space, there's no borders. It's just the planet. And I thought that was really apropos given what's going on right now. We now know that there are literally billions of galaxies. We have now visibly seen billions of galaxies, and there's estimates that there might be trillions out there. that the universe could be as much as 180 billion light years from one end to the other. And nobody even really knows. Those are all just estimates. But, think about it. We live in a solar system that has had nine planets. Now it has 8 planets. Our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, is made up of thousands of solar systems. We now know that we can observe literally billions of galaxies that we can see, and we know that there's galaxies way beyond what we can see. So there's literally hundreds of billions of planets out there floating about. And here we are, this little blue speck stuck in the middle of this galaxy, and it's managed to find life, and we've got 8 billion, 9 billion people running around on this planet. I got to call Comcast. 8 billion, 9 billion people running around on this planet, spinning around a star, and stuck in this great vastness of this universe. And, this whole place is all up to us. I mean, this is our world, and it's our world to make better. It's our world to make worse. It's our world to destroy. It's our world to enhance. And, I think somebody talking about that when you look at it from the outside, it doesn't have any borders. We're all in this together. This is one thing for us. And when they wrote the original Think and Grow Rich, many of the men that were in there, and it was all men because of the time, many of the men that were in there that were the successful people that they talked about in the book, we now no longer know who they are. They had to rewrite the book and add people that are current for today, because these people who were titans in their day now have drifted from our memories, and they're not really relevant anymore. They're not really relevant anymore in terms of references. And so they had to do new references. And I mean, the book isn't that old. I mean, it's less than 100 years old, and already a great number of the people that were just mammothly successful have now faded from our memories. I like movies. I'm a big movie guy, and I think as with books, even a silly movie, there can be a lot of, even with a silly movie there can be a lot of wisdom. And there's a movie called Friends with Benefits. Justin Timberlake, Mila Kunis. It's a cute little summer movie. It's got kind of a funny ending. Justin Timberlake is always really good. So in the movie, Justin Timberlake's dad is suffering from Alzheimer's, and it's early onset, but things are starting to happen. There's a scene in a restaurant early on. There's a scene in the restaurant early on in the movie where he has a moment and lapses and then falls down, and it's embarrassing, and he goes back in time, right? He goes back in time. So all of a sudden he thinks it's 30 years earlier than it is now. That's what happens with Alzheimer's and dementia. Happened with my grandfather is he would go back in time. All of a sudden he would think it was 1950 or 1940, and he would where are my parents at? Where's my mom? Things like that would happen. And so then towards the end of the movie, he's taking his dad to New York, and they're in an airport, and it's very busy, and they go to a restaurant in the airport to try to get something to eat. And the dad has a moment, and he ends up just going to a table that isn't theirs, and he takes his pants off because that's kind of a thing for him now that he's got dementia. He doesn't want to wear pants, and orders a steak. And the son, who really adores his dad, decides rather than being embarrassed by that situation, he's going to do the same thing. So he turns to the lady and says, "We'll take 2." And he takes his pants off. And so they're sitting in this airport restaurant eating steaks together. And in the next scene, the dad is calm, but then all of a sudden he looks and he sees something, and he's back 30 years earlier again, maybe 40, depending upon his age. And then he comes back to today and realizes what he just did. And he shares a very private moment with his son, something that you normally wouldn't share with your son. But it's relevant in the movie, and he shares it because he looks at him and he says, this life is fleeting. It's over in such a blink of an eye, William Shakespeare said that life was a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury signifying nothing. That was a pretty rough statement, but what he meant was we spend so much of our life worrying about things that don't matter, that at the end of the day are totally irrelevant. And when life is over for us and we transition on to our next experience, that we'll look back and go, we spent so much time thinking about stuff that just didn't matter, that wasn't relevant. And we spend so little time thinking about the things that truly matter. We focus so much on the stuff that divides us. And really the reality is there's very, very little that divides us. We are stuck together on this little speck in the middle of this massive universe that we need to take care of. We are 99.99% genetically the same, even though sometimes we look vastly different in size and in color and in shape. 99.99% of our makeups are absolutely identical. We all need the same things. We all need the exact same things, as a matter of fact. In fact, there are 6 human needs, and we all need them, no matter what your race, no matter what your religion, no matter what your ethnicity. Everybody needs the same thing. But yet we go around not taking care of each other. So the point of today is, think about the big picture for today. How precious this world is compared to the emptiness of the rest of the universe, and how there are billions of galaxies out there, and chances are they're populated, but we just haven't met any of those folks yet. But we are the only ones that are entrusted with this world, and we have to take care of it. And at the end of the day, pay attention to the stuff that matters. It's easy to forget the things that matter, so don't. That's my message today. We're going to get through this. Take care of each other. Let's have a great day.